I became an American citizen on June the 29th, 2016, after I'd already been living here for 16 years, because I wanted to be a full member of this society, and by that I meant I wanted to vote. On November the 8th, 2016, I did proudly vote in an American election for the first time, and I hoped and believed that we were about to elect our first woman president. That evening, I went to an event at the offices of the New York Times, and all the Times heavy hitters were there, and they all believed that too, and had even chosen the headline for the next day's paper. It was going to read, "Madam President." A few hours later, we all knew how wrong we were. 3 days later, I was near Trump Tower and saw the demonstrators outside. I decided to join them. They were idealistic, fervent, and young. I got into conversation with a group of about a dozen of them, and after a little while I said, "I assume you all voted." Then they began to avoid my eyes and shuffle their feet, and in the end I discovered that only 2 of them had voted, and one of those had voted for Jill Stein. I would like to say to you now what I said to those young people that night. If you don't participate in the decision, you have no right to protest about what happens. If you want to protest, do it at the ballot box. Do it on November the 3rd, and not 3 days later. Show up when it counts. That's when the real demonstration is taking place. There's a number I can't forget. Over 4 in 10 eligible voters did not vote in 2016. More than 40% of the electorate shrugged its shoulders. That's what elected Donald Trump. This time we don't have the luxury of shrugging our shoulders. The damage to American institutions, to American democracy, to America itself is already very great. In 4 more years of Trump, the damage would very probably be irreversible. But let's not only vote against Trump, let's vote for the future, and let's set our expectations high on climate change, on racism and police brutality, on winning the battle against the pandemic and getting our full, rich lives back, on healing this country's relationships with our international allies, and recognizing dictators wherever they are as our adversaries and not our role models. Let's expect that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will bring back an America of which we can be proud. Let's vote them in and then hold them to the highest standards, and let's make sure they live up to those standards. But one thing at a time. First, let's cure America of the orange menace. Then let's all start getting well again.